I actually just interviewed a dirty cop, a guy named Michael Dowd. Are you familiar with this guy?
I heard of the name.
There's a documentary called The 75 or The 75.
Mm.
It was essentially the most corrupt precinct in New York. It was in East New York, which was essentially the murder capital during that time.
Okay.
And it was like just the most corrupt precinct in all of New York. And this guy, Michael Dowd, was known as New York's, dirtiest cop.
Hmm.
And he just sort of broke down what happened. So, his dad was a fireman. He joined the police department. At first it was cool and, he was doing his job. And then one day he pulled over a guy and, rather than, arresting him, he was like, well, I'd like a nice lobster dinner tonight. So the guy just gave him a couple $100.
And it was on.
And it was on. And then, then he would, show up to a homicide and there'd be a kilo of heroin. He'd take that for himself, and then he started working for the drug dealers, right? He started working for one drug dealer crew called La Compañía. And the guy shorted him $700 from his weekly pay. And then so he basically started harassing the guys and there was a hit out on him, but then he started working with a bigger drug dealer and, who paid him on time. And he basically would accompany them, give them police escorts on drug deals.
Wow.
He would find out when his bodega, drug spot would get busted. So he'd give them an early warning so they'd be able to clear everything out. Then he started buying and selling cocaine and then using cocaine. You know what I mean? And at one point, to make the story completely crazy, is he was out on bail, okay? And he had this great idea to basically do a hit for some cartel for $500,000 and then take the money and leave the country with it.
Mm.
But his partner was wearing a wire the whole time.
Kenny puts the wire on. The entrapment thing comes up. This case shows up with $500,000 in cash. Now I say, great, I can pay my family back for the bail because they're going to lose their houses if I bolt. So I can pay my family back. We can take the 10 kilos, whatever's left, we whack it up, give half back to the Colombian drug dealer. And but it was supposed to be, and if you follow through on the film, it's supposed to be a push-in. The guy's supposed to show up with flowers, knock on the door, walk your way in. It's a woman. Push it to the side, take the shit and go. The $500,000 and the 10 kilos. Well, Kenny kept moving the goalpost. Now that he's working with the feds, it went from a push-in with flowers to a kidnapping and then an execution. He kept moving the goalpost along the way. And I'm just going, yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever. Because I don't give a fuck. But at this point, I just want to get that money so I can pay my parents for their homes that they're going to lose, my brother and my parents, and go to Nicaragua.
Wow.
That was pretty much the end of that. He ended up doing I think 12 years.
You got to interview one of the Freeway task force.
I would love to,
No, I don't know how to get in touch with him. We tried to get Polak.
Who's that?
On our documentary. He was one of the top ones. He was at LAPD.
Okay.
Yeah, and he cussed him out.
What about the guy that went to prison?
Nobody knows where he's at. We've been trying to find him. I wish I could find Sobel.
Wasn't there a documentary that was done about you? Wasn't there one of the cops?
One of them was on there.
It's a Spanish looking dude.
Yeah, he was on there. He wasn't a high ranker though. He was, he was one of the lower guys.
Okay, we can get him. I don't know if do you still know?
Yeah, I know him. I got to find out where his phone number is though. But he's not the one. The ones you want though, you got to get the big ones if you want.
Yeah,
yeah.
You think they're really going to talk though?
No, they may not.
That's what I'm saying. They've. Yeah,
I heard Polak is a investigator in San Diego now.
Oh, he still works for a police department?
No,
or he's independent.
He's a private investigator.
Private investigator? Yeah. What else he going to do?
Yeah.